This week, we are talking about the body of faith. And today, I'll be focusing on speaking what we believe by faith. Mark 11 verse 23 in the ESV says, "Truly I say to you, whoever says to this mountain, be taken up and thrown into the sea, and does not doubt in his heart, but believes what he says will come to pass, it will be done for him." For me, this verse highlights two important parts, the believing part and the speaking part. And I think they are both really essential and both connected to one another. If we think about it, it's easier to speak about something that we know well, that we're familiar with, and that we are experienced in. It just comes more naturally. If I think of maybe an artist who has to give a lecture to a group of art students, he can do that with his knowledge and with his experience, and it can come easily and naturally when he does the talk. He can also do it with conviction and authority. Now, let's say this artist is maybe not available and someone else has to stand in for him using his notes. It would still, he would still have the same terminology, maybe the same jargon, but he definitely wouldn't be able to communicate it with the same understanding and with the same conviction. So if we look at this example, it definitely helps, even on a practical level, to speak what you believe in your heart. Now, sometimes it might happen that we know a truth in God's word, but when we are faced with a situation, we might not believe it 100% yet, or we might not be completely convicted of it in that moment. So, for instance, I know that God is my provider, and I know that from His word it says that He supplies all my needs. But maybe when I'm faced with a need, I might have some doubt. And if I'm honest in my heart, I don't 100% believe that I can be provided for. And so we might say, okay, is this a signal to stop speaking the truth in faith that we know in God's word? But I would say it is not a signal to stop speaking. We should continue speaking in faith, what we know is true in God's word, but also use that opportunity to continue cultivating that belief in our hearts. When we speak in faith, it can actually persuade our hearts of the truth in God's word. And the more we do that, the more we can grow in that belief and that understanding. And so while you're continuing to speak, you can think about this promise that you might be standing on. You can envision yourself being provided for, and you can really just meditate on that promise that is in God's word, rather than stopping to speak what you know is true. So at our church here at Freedom Church, we always like to say that you are highly favored and deeply loved of God. And as we say this today, as I end off my devotions, I want to encourage you to speak this, even if you don't have that conviction 100% in your heart. Maybe you don't believe yet that you are completely worthy and valuable. And we know that Jesus paid that price for us. We know that He has already paid for all our mistakes and all our unworthiness. But even if you don't yet believe that on an emotional level, let's speak this together in faith and believe that that belief will continue to grow in our hearts. Let's say it together. I am highly favored and deeply loved of God.